Virtual vibe sanity is what we're hoping for.
Whoa. No. I'm drowning. No. Oh. It's just a plane. God, that guillotined me. Whoa, I want to go down there, but I want to see what this is first. Merge with my body. Whoa. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that effect. Okay, let's try and find that outside. I can imagine this would be a wonderful stress reliever. Maybe that's why Kent Bai likes it. He seems to like things in VR that connect you to your body, to Mother Nature, that are sort of soulful. And this is certainly soulful. Whoa! So here we are. The pinnacles of Bloortasia. It's just this incredible amorphous blob. So vast. If I do it with 2, can I have extra special speeds? Wow, I do feel like this is not an underwater feeling. This is a being, a superhero, just Superman style rocketing to space. Wow. What's that on top there? That's caught my eye. A small anomaly. Be a bad sound day. Oh no, hang on. That's extremely annoying. Have we had bad sound? All because I screwed up the safety pin technique. So you may wonder why I use such cheap kit. That is a GoPro camera, and this is just safety pinning on the microphone from a normal standard Apple phone. Apple phone headphones. It's just sticking the microphone pointing outwards. But there's a knack to doing it so that it stays in place, and I clearly momentarily lost that capacity. But yeah, the reason is I think everyone should have a little YouTube channel where they showcase the things they do in virtual reality. So I'm trying to make it so that if you have a kit, you can get into this whole YouTube world of everyone can present if they want. Get involved. Participation is half the joy of, rather than just being a watcher. To be a producer, as I'm discovering, is very satisfying. I've learned from so many tutorials on YouTube that people have kindly put together. This is my way of giving back. So hopefully you're getting something out of it. Right. Now where's that anomaly? Yeah, over here. Now this might be dull as dishwater to watch someone playing, but to be in, I often people about the neuroscience of mindfulness and quote a paper that looked at nearly 20 different studies that accumulated over 20 years regarding whether or not meditation actually does anything, and they this review paper concluded unequivocally that meditation is good for your mental health, your physical health, but also it boosts your cognitive performance, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to see what this thing is. Yeah, but the problem is, in practice, when you talk to people and get them to do meditation, as I did earlier this week, a group of people, people often say they find it really hard to settle down into meditation. With something like Bloortasia, just going around exploring keeps you completely in the present. Like, it's really absorbing to just go around and investigate. And with the soundscape being almost tribal, it's a thing of wonder. So when you're inside it, you can't see the outside edges. That's interesting. So they haven't been drawn in on both sides. Only drawn on the outside. That's why I rent something that no one's ever going to see. So this is what it looks like from the outside. Okay, yeah, be brave. Go down through, be a miner. It's funny, these things don't often occur to you. So like, you feel, the reason that was such an odd thing to do is it feels like, the only time you've been on a similar kind of terrain is when you're scurrying up cliffs by the beach or something, or climbing up to the top of the hill and there's a bit of a sort of cliffy bit at the top, not cliffy bit, rocky bit to scrabble on. It looks really permanent and solid, like maybe marble, and yet you can just point your hand like a superhero and fly wherever you want. Ooh, what's this? It's like a mouth. Some of these things look quite edible. But it is a mouth. Oh, yeah, you could live here, perch on the edge, watch the birds fly by. Oh, let's go in that hole. Wow, this is a weird one. Look at this colour scheme. If you've ever been potholing, this is a really good sort of form of virtual potholing without actually having to get sodden wet and submerge yourself under, like in underwater rivers. You put your head right underneath to get under the ledge, which I'm sure isn't completely necessary. Wow, so this is great. It really feels this fractal effect. It really feels in some places like marble, like where you see the quartz and the granite and the whatever little shards of different stones, and the sort of lines of impurities embedded with the plates of what do you call it? Like the little squares that form deposits, I suppose. It is nice that you can point your hand and pull the trigger and carry on moving in one direction whilst looking around freely. Yeah, maybe this is how to do it. Then it feels more akin to real exploration rather than flying absolutely everywhere all the time. I think this would be a fun way to use this this world. So sort of fly to land, and then wow, it's almost like you've got limbs. Poodle! Yes, that's why I like this. This is like, I quite enjoy just sitting on the balcony, having a cup of tea, standard, speaking of which, and watching the clouds go by, big puffy clouds, and seeing it evolve into different shapes, like different creatures that you can see the outline of in 3D in the clouds. That's always been a favourite pastime. And it's basically what Bloortasia is, but Bloortasia is much more sort of fantabulous, rainbow-coloured, trippy. The first club I ever went to regularly was called Whirligig, and if you search on YouTube for Whirligig music tracks, it's some wicked tunes, really like tribal beats, and it reminds me of the kind of music in this game. Very, very nice. Right, so what time have we got? I better get going. I'm just going to play one more game of Angry Birds before we sign off, and then we'll head back. Just a quickie. Exit game. Well, we'll just go home, mate. Go home. Well, what a delightful 55 minutes that's been. If you're still with us, that's great news. Thanks very much. You may be interested to know that I have a Patreon. If you want to support, you can tip me like $1 per episode, £1 per episode, €1 per episode. And then each time an episode comes out, ding, just it's like you're chucking £1 in my tip jar, $1 in my tip jar, just to say thanks for buying all these games and setting this up and editing it and all that kind of stuff. I don't need any thanks, but I've consumed loads of stuff for free. But if you have a little bit to spare and you want to say thanks, I'd really appreciate it. Like really. This has been a big investment of time and effort, but I love it, so it doesn't matter whether it works out in the long run. It'll be a great year either way. Rocky climb. All right, heavy Bryden. Okay, now that looks almost completely immovable. So where am I allowed to go? Up here. And this perspective shows us TNT. Kaboom! Let's see what this perspective shows us. TNT! Kaboom! TNT is not the answer today, it seems. Maybe a box? Maybe knock a box out? Terrible. Terrible. Alright, so, but it's not much damage really, is it? What happened? And then maybe this one. I can see better from another perspective. I think maybe if we get this one, or is it that one? Let's go for this one. Oh dear. Poor. The weight of this level will fall in on itself if you aim very carefully at the right spot. I think it's this, isn't it? Get rid of that and everything on top of. Yeah, okay. It was just distracting because it had a window in it, so it didn't seem as sort of solid as it in fact was. It turned out to be the cornerstone. Is it dropped again? No. Alright, one more, and then we'll go, I promise. Hope you're not getting too bored. Hello, little angry bird. Now, let's see what the vantage point looks like from up here. Well, that looks fascinating. Maybe we can shoot you into it. Yes, 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 nearly. And then you, pathetic monster, afterwards. Maybe from here. Ah! I got much more than I bargained for there. Yeehaw! Well, that is a wonderful place to start. That was really, really satisfying. I can imagine coming back to this game over and over and over again. A fly in the ointment. Brilliant! Right, let's get down to the beach. Probably not the kind of beach that you lot go to, but it's my very own special place. Oh, I didn't have to press that button, did I? Just press this one. Right. And fast forward begins now. Wrong button. Very clever.
Back to life, back to reality, back to...
So, Angry Birds in 3D and virtual reality. Who'd have thought it would be that good? Like, there were times when Angry Birds first came out where I played it for a little while on a touch screen, whether it was a tablet or a smartphone, I don't remember, but I remember enjoying it. But I also remember thinking, well, it's not the kind of game I'd come back to again and again and again. However, in virtual reality, Angry Birds is very good. It's simple. It doesn't use all of the sort of unique affordances of virtual reality, as in the things you can do in VR that you can't do on 2D games. But the fact that it is rendered in a VR world does give it a little bit of extra there's extra appeal. It does improve on that idea. So what I like about it is that there's sort of a twofold process. Number one, obviously, do you manage to aim successfully at the part of the structure that you're aiming for? But obviously with those dots that show you the sort of parabolic vector, the path that your bird will take once you release it from the catapult sling, that makes it a little bit easier, so maybe that's not such a major part of it. It's more that the strategy of knowing which part to aim for. Like, you know, should you aim for this strut over here or maybe this one over here? And quite often they play games as in the bit that looks the weakest is actually too tough to ever knock down. And then there's another bit that looks like it's sort of not really a main pillar that will make everything tumble, but it is. And so the fact that you have to teleport to different perspectives in order to see where that vulnerability lies, that adds a little bit of sort of grist to the mill in terms of challenging your brain. Now, Bloortasia, I have to admit I was expecting a little bit more from it, because someone I respect very much, this guy called Kent Bai, who does the Voices of VR podcast, which is absolutely brilliant. Kent Bai often mentions Bloortasia because I think he's into sort of quite a lot of spiritual new age ways of using VR to sort of tap into the kind of stuff that people do when they go to, I don't know, like tribal dances kind of thing, drums and bongos and all that kind of stuff. Now the music was extraordinary and it is very, very meditative. But as far as the graphics are concerned, whilst it's impressive that you'll never have to go to the same thing twice, and the colours and the shapes are constantly, the colours are constantly evolving. Maybe the shapes aren't. But it's got that sort of fractal, infinite variation vibe to it, which makes it definitely worth checking out. But temper your expectations. It's not a blinding experience, it's just a very good one. So, that's it from me. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave comments, ask questions. Nice one. Thanks for popping by. I'll catch you next time.
Life, reality, life, reality.